Good morning, good afternoon, oh good evening, my subscribers on YouTube, my peeps on Facebook, and NFL fans around the world. It is the GAUG here for his NFL Divisional Round Playoff games. Now in the wild card, I went 2-2. Originally, I thought I was 0-4 because I was completely drunk at MagFest about 90% of the time. But when I got home to watch the wild card videos, I actually went 2-2. So as a recap, the Colts somehow made the comeback over the Chiefs, 45-44. The Saints were able to squeak a win over the Eagles, 26-24. So like I said, no one from the East was going to fucking win the goddamn playoffs. San Diego probably gets the biggest upset of the wild card, beating the Bengals 27-10. And the 49ers beat the Packers 23-20. Now with that being said, we are in the divisional rounds. We have 4 teams are gone, 8 are left. Who will survive? Let's start with the Saturday games, which will be this Saturday. The first one is at 4:35 on Fox. It will be the New Orleans Saints traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks are 7-1 at home. Saints finally won their first road playoff game, I think, in their franchise history, or however long it's been. Seattle is favored by 8 points, people. Let me repeat myself, 8 points. While I think it's going to be closer than what a lot of people believe, I'm going to take the Seahawks on this one. They're a very good team at home. They've only lost one home game this whole year. I don't think it's going to be them losing this time. I do trust Drew Brees, and I love him as a quarterback. Seattle's been one of the hot teams going into the playoffs, so I'm going to take the Seahawks at home. Next, the other game on Saturday, which is at about 8:15, give or take, on CBS, it would be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the New England Patriots. Now, the Patriots have not lost a home game this year. All 4 of their losses have been on the road. Now, the Colts are a good road team, 5-3. Now, I do give credit to Andrew Luck for what he did against the Chiefs, making that comeback. And this is a hard pick for me, the hardest pick, because I'm not a Patriots fan. Okay, I make that point abundantly clear. I'm not a fan of theirs. And I can't even name you any of their fucking receivers or running backs. I'm sure most of the Patriots fans can't name the fucking wide receivers or running backs. Again, my opinion. And the Patriots probably have, this one really hard. Because Andrew Luck, I love him as a quarterback, and I think he will win a Super Bowl in his career. But you're playing in New England, very hard to win up there in the playoffs, very hard, it's rarely done. And Brady's a good quarterback. But what makes this pick for me is the receiving question. Can Tom Brady trust his receiving core he's got to get him a win? I don't think he can, and particularly after what the Colts did, making that comeback when it looked like they were done last week. I gotta pick the Colts on this one. I think it's gonna be close. New England is favored by 8 points. I think the Indianapolis Colts will at least win this game, probably I would say by a field goal. I would not be surprised if it comes down to kicking. Now on Sunday, the early game, which is at 1:05 on Fox, it would be the San Francisco 49ers traveling to North Carolina to take on the Panthers. This game is a toss-up to me because both teams look very good. And if you were to ask everyone, a lot of people believe it's going to be Seahawks and Niners facing off in the NFC title game. However, I disagree. I think the North Carolina Panthers will win this game. I think they're hungry. I think they got a lot to prove because, yes, while they are the second seed, a lot of people are not giving them a shot. San Francisco is actually favored by 1 point in this game. But I think Panthers are going to win this one. Panthers have shown you don't need a high-scoring offense to win games. They have won most of their games because of their great defense. I always believe in the saying, defense wins you championships. Carolina, prove them right. I hope North Carolina wins this one. And I've been the first one to say, my buddy Gator, he can testify to this. I have been the biggest naysayer against Cam Newton, saying he's not a winning quarterback. He's not going to be a playoff quarterback. He proved me wrong this year so far. He's a winning quarterback. He got his team this far. I would love to see him continue. I would love to see the Seahawks and Panthers in the NFC title game. I think that would be great. So I'm going to take North Carolina. Should be an interesting game. Probably the best game of the four, hopefully. Now on the other Sunday night game, which will be at about 4:40 Eastern Time on CBS, it would be the surprising San Diego Chargers taking on the Denver Broncos. I'm taking Denver. Yeah, I know I sounded like a jackass when I picked Cincinnati last week to beat the Chargers. I think the Chargers got lucky. I don't think they can beat Peyton Manning. If they do, I will be the first one saying the NFL rigged this shit. I'm sorry. Did anyone really have San Diego beating Cincinnati last week? If you did, hey, congratulations. Here's a fucking cookie. If anybody picks San Diego, you're an idiot. You're a dumbass. You need your head examined. I could go on. Granted, now me saying this, I probably just jinxed myself. I don't know. By the way, Denver is favored by 10 points, and it's Denver. It's going to be cold as shit. I'm sure Captain Ron, my buddy of mine, he can testify to that. So Denver, don't fuck up. Because if you blow this, you're going to be the biggest choke artist of the NFL season. So as a recap, I got the Seahawks, the Colts, the Panthers, and the Denver Broncos winning the divisional round. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree? And until next time, this is the DOUG standing up saying enjoy the playoff games, and I will see you next time. Woo!